Hello everyone, Danny here today to talk to you about Lusam, the Dragon Mage Wars Book 3. Wonderful, thoroughly enjoyable follow-up to the first two books in the Dragon Mage Wars series. In this book, there are some new characters that are introduced. There are some characters in the first book that are built upon and turned into vital parts of the battle against evil. One of my favorite things about that, I have two things that are really just my favorite things about this book and this series. One, the author does such a great job of dragging out the suspense, of getting you into that situation to where even if you know, okay, this is what you got to do to get out of here, guys, come on, just do it. Just figure it out and do it. Come on. It drags and drags until you're like ready to pull your hair out, and then finally they act and they save the day and you're just like, oh. But it's not done to such an extreme that it's unenjoyable. If you can't tell by my reaction there, it's done in a thoroughly enjoyable way. It draws you in. It keeps you on the edge of your seat without feeling overdone, without feeling like it's, okay, again, one of these, sometimes the way they draw the suspense out leaves you sitting there going, can't this idiot figure anything out? It's not done in that kind of a fashion. Not done that way at all. Another thing I really like is the relationship between Lusam and his girlfriend. Now, for those of you with children, Lusam and his girlfriend's relationship gets intimate in this book. It's not anything that's like graphic or anything. It's more hinted at. So as an adult, you know what just happened, but little kids, at the same time, I do know people that would not want their children listening to those portions of the book. Also, I know people who are terrified of zombies. Absolutely. There was that one, I think it's called Warm Bodies. It was like a Romeo and Juliet version of zombies. And there's a couple of people I know that it actually gave them a week's worth of nightmares. And it's like, how could that movie give you a week's? That was really? So, if zombies are something you have a phobia of, there's a lot of zombies in this book. I mean, the bad guys, that's their main weapon, is they kill people and then bring them back as zombies. And that's what Lusam and that's what the paladins for the most part have to battle in this book. The book goes a little darker than the first two books, but to me it was thoroughly enjoyable. It didn't go, and those of you who are familiar with my videos know that if a book gets too dark, I don't enjoy it. I don't like my books too dark. This goes a little darker than the first two, but thoroughly enjoyable. Loved the book. And back to my point about the relationship, the way the romance is done is refreshing. It's a true, loving romance. It's not Lusam sitting there daydreaming about how great her body looks. It's that so many books and movies and TV and everything nowadays mistakes lust for love. If you lust after someone, you must love them. If all you can do is think about their body and having sex with them, you must be in love. That's lust. That ain't love. They love each other. They have a true, deep, abiding love for each other. And while there is an element of, lust in the relationship, if you got a good relationship with whoever you're intimate with, there better be some lust there as well. I'm not saying you don't want lust, but you know what I'm saying. This isn't done that way. It's not done to where it focuses on the lust. It focuses on the love and the need for each other and the need to be there for each other and the need to defend each other. All the things that are really a component of love are there in the relationship. Same narrator as the first two books, so the narrator does a great job. Another thing about this book I really liked. This book finishes off the battle. In fact, this book could be the end of the book series, except at the end of the book, he discovers something about his mom, which is going to extend the series. I've already got the fourth book. I haven't started listening to it yet, but I know that that's what the fourth book focuses on, is what he's learned about his mom. And I've got a feeling there's going to be more books coming down the road. Right now, there are only the 4 books. Got a feeling there's going to be more books coming down the road because he has to find these books, and when he reads these books give him more knowledge and more power. And so far he's found 3, and there are a total of 5 books. So unless he finds the other 2 books in the next one, it gives him a reason to keep going on. Another thing I like about this book, you have paladins and you have gods in this book. And with most fantasy books where you have paladins and you have gods, there's a very limited interaction between the paladins and their god. And their god really doesn't play much of a role. In this book series, in the Dragon Mage Wars, they have their god, and their god actually plays an important role. They interact with their god. Now, their god has been out of the picture for decades, which is why the world has gotten as bad as it is. And now their god has realized, hey, I need to start taking it more interactive, but for reasons I'm limited in what I can do, but I can work through the people who worship and who follow me. And so you have interactions between them and their god. You have times when they have to learn to strengthen their faith. And it adds another element to the story. It adds another element to the book. This is one of my top book series. I am thoroughly enjoying this book series. Highly, highly recommend this series. We'll see how I feel after the 4th book, but I'm going to give a bit of a break in between now and that 4th book as well, just because I feel like it's time to even go off genre onto a different genre altogether. So, if you like my video, hit the like button. If you like my channel, please subscribe, turn on notifications. Questions, comments, feedback. If you've listened to this series and you have an opinion, let me know about it. If you have recommendations, let me know about them. Put them in the comments, please. But most importantly, make sure that today, if you do nothing else, listen to at least one really good book. And I definitely recommend Lusam, the Dragon Mage War series.